Germany right now, so it's evening time. So today I will be talking about, as Jean said, about AI disruption, and let me share my screen. I think it's there, right? And let me just like put my notes there so I can just like follow the. So the title of my speech, my talk is Surviving AI Disruption and When AI Leads Does Agile Follow? But before that, I would like to, Jean has already did it, but let me introduce myself really, really briefly and not spend so much time on that. So I have an academic background, as Jean already mentioned. I have a PhD in political economy, and I have worked in different universities as assistant professor in political science departments in Spain and Turkey as well. I saw someone who said like he's or she's from Spain. Hi to Spain. And over the years, things happened, and I transitioned into the world of agility, and I worked as agile consultant and agile coach, internal agile coach, and then internal enterprise coach in different companies. Last year in 2024, I founded my own company, which is called Win & Co. And I'm operating between Munich and Istanbul. I am focusing on focus areas are change management, leadership, and AI for business leaders. And recently, I have gained my AI transformation leader, let's say, title certificate, and that's how I started to work a little bit more deeply in AI related themes. Okay, so I will be talking about today is I will start my talk from the discussions about the future of agile methodologies first. So how those discussions, recent discussions about how, like statements like agile is that have gained momentum and creating uncertainty and some like question marks for agilists, and also for the organizations that are undergoing or already underwent some agile transformations. They are just like asking themselves like, did we take the wrong path? They have some raising doubts about the sustainability and the correct direction of agile transformations. So those discussions are often centered around agile frameworks rather than the agile mindset itself. So what we can say that Scrum, Kanban, agile frameworks like Scrum, Kanban, even less safe as well. Well, whether not it is truly agile is up for debate, but safe as well are losing their appeal. And they are in fact dying, let's say, in terms of their previous widespread recognition. But on the other hand, for some companies, agile is no longer just a topic for debate neither. So it has already become a way of working. And one of the reasons why we are talking less about agile is because it's not because it's losing popularity, because it has become like embedded as a mindset within the organization. So agile, for some, agile principles have moved beyond being theoretical concepts, and they are already become practices in core practices in many organizations. On top of that, lastly, the current economic climate, when we look at the whole world, it's also have as an influence on the role and the perception of agility in organizations as well, because most of the cases like agile coaches or agilists, they have difficulties in showing results of their work, whatever they are doing, in intangible results. So let's say this is a little bit. I saw a recent post on LinkedIn, I think last month, that it says that if you're laid off as an agile coach recently, one of the reasons is that you're not talking in numbers. I think it highlights the reality of the situation. So the main difficulty of those positions, or the agilists, whatever the position you are in your organization, has a little bit related to how it is difficult to talk in numbers and showing the result of the work. However, it is again important to note that the core principles of agile mindset, when I said core principles like adaptability, feedback loops, iterative working, like psychological safety, teamwork, whatever, like they are far from dying. They continue to be highly relevant. So these principles remain the foundation of this thriving organizational culture. And organizations will this is what I will be talking about today, will embrace the agile mindset, but in a way that aligns with the changing needs of the business world. But it is, after all, what is agile is fundamentally about, right? Like as we evolve, the true test of agility will be about its ability to integrate with the unique needs of each organization, new needs of the organization. So when we think about what are those changing needs of the business world, that's where we start to talk about AI. So the rise of AI, especially generative AI and AI transformation journeys all over the world, presents both opportunities and uncertainties as well. So what I aim today is not like answer those question marks and uncertainties, but raise more questions, hopefully, and hopefully we'll end up with more diverse answers in the near future. So, let's start with the market law. Uh, Market's law. So Martik's law states that technology changes exponentially, but organizations change logarithmically. So it means like much more slowly, right? So this creates a growing gap between the technological advancements and the organization's ability to adapt, making any digital transformation, not only the AI transformation, a constant challenge. So what we can say that according to Martech, let's say companies that will be able to minimize this gap as much as possible will be better off, right? Like simple logic. So, and also what we can add on top of it, that companies that have already adapted an agile mindset and that have already, been on this train before, tend to be better at dealing this complexity because they tend to be already like willing to adapt their work processes and also learn along the way. This like they are familiar with this culture. So this kind of culture will be especially beneficial when implementing AI, meaning these companies are likely be better positioned in the new era that we will be entering. So I always approach my talk as an academic work, and I start with an hypothesis. So hypothesis is that companies with an agile mindset are likely to better equipped to handle let's say, the radical disruption that will brought on by AI transformation, and that AI transformation in turn significantly raises awareness about the need for agility. So let's break down this hypothesis first. Let's start with the AI part. So I would like to first a little bit clarify why we are talking about these terms at this point of history, like why we're talking about AI transformations right now in this point of history. So I will be sharing some data, really short one. So what you can see here, there are two graphs, and they are showing us the market size of AI, global AI market size, and also generative AI market size. So the first one on the top shows the global market share of AI from 2020 and 2026. And what we see in 2026 means next year, the AI global market share will be around $320 billion. So it also highlights the composition, right? The share of AI, robotics, autonomous and sensor technology, computer vision, and others as well.
Hey, Eylul, one quick question. Are you sharing anything?
Yes, I am.
Does everyone see? Perfect. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Do you have problems of seeing it, Jean?
Never mind, as long as everyone else does. I hope.
Okay. Okay. So I will be sharing something all the time. In case you don't see anything, please let me know. Anyone. Yeah, you can see the composition of the 2026 billions dollars as well. And in the second graph, in the bottom one, we can observe that the expected massive progression in the global market size for generative AI technology. So in 2030, in like not so far, in 5 years, it is expected to be more than 3 times bigger than today. So the numbers are not relevant to this talk, but what I'm trying to show something here actually. So this is enterprise AI market size. And when we say enterprise AI, it is the application of artificial intelligence technologies within large organizations, like as a whole, to make operations more effective, like improve decision-making backed by data, etc. So global enterprise AI market, which stood around $14 billion in 2024, last year, and expected to reach $43 billion in 27, and even $560 billion of 2034. So it's just like a big thing coming. If the graphs show the, like the reality. And last thing that I'm going to share is this is the AI adoption rate, the status of AI adoption across various financial organizations around the world, and comparing 2022 and 2025. So expected adoption rate, of course, in 2025. So the critical thing is, the important thing is the respondents, percentage of respondents who claim AI is critical has gone from 8 to 43, so almost half of the sample. So why I'm showing you this is to explain why we are talking about AI right now. So something is growing rapidly, something is coming. We are just on the, like verge of a period when this change will gain a tremendous momentum, right? And this is a really crucial point for awareness. This is the, let's say, last exit before the bridge. And also, it's not only related to business neither. So it's also so I mean, the impact is also, we can see the impact also in the international political arena as well. So let's really quickly look at this DeepSeek event that happened in mid-January. DeepSeek, an AI company founded in China in 2023, they already had a chatbot available for public use, but nothing happened. Like, it was not a big thing, right? But in mid-January, they announced a model, R1 model, an advanced second level model capable of reasoning. And from that moment, everything changed because we already had something similar, ChatGPT, and it also has a model of capable of reasoning. So we are comparing apples to apples. But what happened is ChatGPT's latest model was available only through a high-priced paid subscription, while DeepSeek was totally free. And as a result, DeepSeek quickly became one of the most downloaded, AI language model on the App Store, which is naturally. And on top of that, NVIDIA, the company that produces chips for the AI development, and which was seen as like the most essential part of this development, stock price dropped enormously in one day. Other American tech companies also lost trillions of dollars in market value. Anyway, and to sum up, the confidence in American tech companies has been shaken in just one day. And of course, there are several reasons for this, but the first and the most important one is billions of dollars have been spent for years on building artificial intelligence, and it was believed that it was necessary. Then almost like suddenly we see something really, and they claimed that it had created a really similar thing, even better results in some cases, and in a cheaper price. So even, free for everyone. So this is a little bit raise a question. Hey, what is this going on? Do we really need high cost investments? So the question marks, right? It creates a doubt around this. And another important thing is that I really like it. Like another important point is called Sputnik AI. So the term that was used to be a Cold War is now shifting an AI war, right? So the most important developments were occurring in states, and now we see that China isn't lagging behind at all. So it creates a, like the tension, the balance in global technology competition as well. So it's like, what I'm trying to say is something is happening, and it's not only related to technological innovation, business related teams. No, just like world is changing. And our mindsets are changing. The world we know probably might no longer exist in really near future. So our mindsets shifting, and our brains even are evolving. So that's why some people call this AI transformation like fourth industrial revolution. So if it's the fourth industrial revolution, you like the name or not, but if it's something that can be named as it, then hesitating the fear of AI taking over can deprive you mean humankind, us, of some opportunity, right? So we have the only choice is to go for it. It's coming, so go for it. But what do we mean by saying go for it? Like, what are we going for? Like, what is this it? So we have been talking about AI for years in one form or another, whether we are using it or whether the AI is using us. But when people say fourth industrial revolution, they are talking about generative AI, and it came to our world actually 2 years ago with ChatGPT. It's almost everywhere right now, mostly used right now in communication and marketing. But like chatbots are everywhere. So even I received 2 weeks ago an email via my website and asking me if I want to have an AI replica of myself, like answering the questions of the visitors for my website. I don't reply because I just go and see if I can do it by myself. And if myself, just someone, individual sitting at my home can create my replica, speaking like myself, someone speaking like myself, or even myself, my image talking to you, right? So we will be seeing these digital copies more and more often. So really, I mean, the world is changing. So let me, I mean, I won't turn the volume on, but this is what you're seeing is like Ukraine's first foreign ministry representative. And it is a digital persona. It isn't someone sitting in a building, but it's a digital persona and it's like real. So what we have seen so far, those generative AI examples are just narrow examples. So there's also a general AI version as well. So who can think like human brain, who can act like human, and probably it will be like really, like real in not so far in the future. But let's go back to our team, right? Like generative AI, and what do we mean by generative AI? Yeah, okay. So generative AI is generative just because it creates its own, and it also generative for us by enabling us to produce more, right? So that's why we need to start thinking and like working on how to integrate it in our production process, but not only integrate it, but taking it as a partner, innovative partner. So this is where the concept of generative synesthesia comes in. Generative synesthesia means the harmonious, as you can see, like harmonious blending of human senses and AI mechanics to discover new creative workflows. To explain in a very simpler way. So the relationship between us and AI is the power of this generative AI lies in it having what I lack and me having what it lacks. So in other words, by sitting together at a table, we can create something that neither of us could produce alone. So this is where the power comes. This is what we call the generative synesthesia. This is what we need to learn and like introduce to our lives as soon as possible. So, and also, I mean, how does all this innovation happen, right? The generative AI is it truly innovative and creative? But of course, I mean, in some sense, yes, because it has been fed by billions of data points, right? And when you hear the billions of data points, it sounds so big, but not. No, I mean, data is really limited. So what we can do is like what it makes connections with the data, limited data, it makes errors. It creates hallucinations, right? So it is not only AI should be fed more and create more, but we should like feed each other, right, in a collaborative way. This isn't just a matter of technological investment anymore. It's an issue of adaptation. If we really want to create something innovative in our production process, we must do more than simply integrate AI. Like we must do something more than just using ChatGPT to write emails, or I don't know, like using another tool to have, I don't know, like the better sprint retros or something. So it's a little bit more than that. So this is what we mean by go for it. This is the it that we are talking about. But how do we go for it is another question. So artificial intelligence is a technology with the potential to disrupt each industry, right? The business. So there is it. I mean, the Accenture surveyed 1,100 executives, and here are the results that almost 78% recognize AI would disrupt their industry in the next 10 years. And even the companies recognize it as a competitive advantage. So like the more advanced the fearing that the more advanced competitors would overtake them. But on the other hand, 73% in the bottom says that it's too early to invest. So what we see that there is an awareness, but no action, not an action yet, not enough action, let's say yet. What I would like to talk about is this disruption term. So there are lots of studies about disruption types and what disruption means, but I will go with Gartner's 5 distinct types of disruptions. First, let me tell you what each means. So it says that there are 5 different types of disruptions. So first is serendipity. So yes, there's a disruption, but it was unintended. I mean, the strategy was not like destroying another market. So destructive is like Uber, destructive power over taxi markets, let's say. Self-disruption. This is where the responding change has been started. Like self-disruption. Let's say if an organization is intentionally disrupting itself before another party disrupts them. PepsiCo, PepsiCo is, like producing a sugary beverage, and what they see is there's a decline demand in sugary beverage. So what they did is they established an internal entity called the Hive, and they started to develop and nurturing smaller health-oriented brands. This is exactly what I'm trying to say, right? Like something is coming, so how I'm gonna respond that? This time, in this case, something is like less demand for sugary beverage, let's say. Offensive and defensive disruption is when a company proactively reinvents itself and creates solutions to address a problem. So this is iPhone. Maybe they don't do it in the last 3 models, but the previous models, when iPhone creates a model, they literally destroyed the previous model, right? Like, and nobody would go and ask for a previous model because they brought something new. And defensive is one company is producing something and the other company, let's say, defending itself or disrupting the market. So let's say Android case in this example, iPhone and Android. Anyway, what I'm trying to say here is when we hear the word disruption, we often perceive it as something negative. However, there are different types of disruption. And most of the time, it is up to you how to determine which kind of disruption you will encounter, you will face. So if you choose to wait and see, then probably AI can be a destructive one for you. But if you do your best, let's say, to be like more critical to anticipate disruptions before they disrupt, then you can choose the disruption type that you're going to face. So this is where we talk about like, hey, this is the point, this is the verge, this is the last exit before the bridge, which we can really position ourselves how we're going to face AI disruption in really a destructive way, or we will find our ways in a way to survive in this disruption. And here we will be talking about agility a little bit. So if companies cannot come up with a proper strategy, the probability of them not being able to shift this disruption into opportunity probably, will be higher. So the AI, when we talk about AI strategy, what do we mean? AI strategy includes like every strategy, AI mission, vision, priorities, goals, milestones, etc. So AI strategy is blending AI and the strategy to get the desired results. AI implementation, let's say, combining AI implementation goals with the business strategy, with the execution of the corporate goals. So when implementing AI in the organizations, leaders should carefully think about the options, right? What are the options? Build, buy, and partner. So build is simply developing the core AI solution with an internal capabilities. Buy is like most car producers are doing. They are not producing all parts of the car, right? They are focusing on the part that they can add more value, and then procuring other components from other expert organizations. So this is what can be done with AI as well. So buying software, buying APIs, and integrating it in the business. And partnering is another option, another strategic option that which as AI sources are being scarce, it's really difficult for them to source the right AI talent, right? For some organizations they are a little bit hesitating to invest in expert talent, but some organizations have already developed some competencies. So the partnering with such organization can be a strategic decision as well. So this confusion between which one to go is present in all companies, even the smallest ones and to large organizations as well. So making the correct choice or making the incorrect choice, let's say, can be really costly and can really have an impact on the speed to market as well. And you don't want to be laggards in this, let's say, era. So organizations often lean first toward the build option because they believe that they will have a control over what is what is expected to be a competitive advantage. However, sometimes it makes sense to go for buy or partner. So for example, small businesses often use APIs to access data from companies such as payment gateways, right? Like in credit debit card transactions, which can be used in AI solutions as well. So if the required data does not exist internally, companies need to decide who they can partner to obtain them. So it can also speed up their execution as well. So the strategy decision is something really important. It's something really has a huge impact on how you're gonna face this disruption, in which way. Depending on what, you can just like choose those strategies. Feasibility is one thing that you can just like, you should consider. Like if the AI project is viable, if you have AI teams within the organizations, they will be the responsible, let's say, parts to show this viability. So I don't know, like small POCs, collecting use cases from different business units, quickly evaluate it, prioritize it, or cancel it, so if necessary. So discarding a business case that is not going parallel to business objectives is like an excellent strategy, by the way. Or second thing is organizational fit. If the project objectives are really aligned with the business objectives and the stakeholders are really supportive or not. Third, data. Is data available? Is it unique? Or is it also is it as an advantage to produce data within the organization? So if the data can be monetized, it will make more sense to build AI products, let's say internally, to retain the intellectual property rights. But if the project's data is widely there, like I don't know, in Instagram or Facebook, then companies should consider purchasing AI solution, right? So there are different parameters to make that choice. Strategic impact is one of them as well. So if the project is strategic, you can just go for a build option. If the project is tactical, you can just go for buy and partner. And how do you know if the project is strategic? So when a project brings a competitive advantage or a transformative impact, or if it's a project that reusable, that I will be mentioning in 2 minutes probably. What do we mean by reusable? If it's reusable, then we can consider it as a strategic impact, and then we can go for build options. Capabilities, I mean, clear, if we have enough capabilities within the organization to go for the AI, to go for the project, and operating model as well. Each organization have different operating models, like distributed operated models, centralized or hub and spoke. So depending on that, you can just like choose whether to build, buy, or partner as well. So the best method generally, and let's say, generally, in 2 steps. The first is go to the market quickly by integrating what already exists, take the advantage of the innovation wave and investment of others. The second step, so the first step is buy or partner. And the second step is invest in internal capabilities to create long-term value, right? So do something within the organization, so to build options. So basic approach will maximize the value, reduce time, effort, and resources. So here it started to sound a little bit familiar to Agilists, right? So we are talking about not wasting time. We're talking about delivering quickly, time to market quickly. So we are talking about whatever you have first. I mean, like what already integrate with already exists. So what I'm going to show you here is those are the little snapshots of the image that I'm using in my different agile method trainings in different agile methodologies, Kanban, Scrum, whatever the others as well. So you can see the iron triangle, deliver value quickly. This is what we are talking about right now. Or lean principles, right? Like do not waste time, do not over process. Kanban, start with what you do, what you have now. Manifesto, respond to market demands and change. I mean, we have been talking about these terms like for years, right? They're not going anywhere and we are already familiar with these ones. So they are even mentioned at the center of the AI strategy of an organization. So it's like the values are repeating themselves. The values are there. So there is nothing that here. Well, not only well-defined strategy is essential I mean, of course it's essential, but not sufficient. So we need to have like the dedicated AI teams within the organization to implement the AI initiatives and the leverage the advanced technologies. So how are we going to build AI teams? This is where we go back again to the terms that we are familiar with. So building an AI teams that we are thinking about how are we going to build an AI team, right? So who will be the members? What will be the size of the team? What sort of background should each team members have? What sort of functions which each members perform? So we need to work on this, right? As an organization or as leaders. So when we look at the research or the implementations, what we see is small teams. Okay, this is what we've been talking about for years, right? Small teams, because of I mean, big enough to do the work, small enough to not to create a chaos, communication chaos here. Small AI teams headed by C-suite executives like CIO or CAIO. But I mean, having a direct link to any powerful person, let's say, in the organization. So it's it is what is suggested, or what is what I mean, depending on the research, what we see is small teams that have a financial, let's say, the independency, let's say, it's self-organizing teams in terms of financial budget as well, is really important in the AI transformation, because they are not being affected or constrained, let's say, by the financial concerns that can slow down, the pace of the activities. They make their own decisions. They're self-organized teams, and it's also essential the teams have access to not only the one leader but the other members of the C-suite as well, to make them act really fast. And also cross-functional teams as well is really important in AI transformations. Teams can be structured with variety of professionals based on the need of the project. So it can be, I mean, the first roles that comes to our minds can be like data scientists, machine learning engineers, and data engineers as well. But for example, if AI project is about involved in agriculture, I don't know, like using heavy machinery or something. So agricultural scientists, mechanical engineers, biologists can be also in within the team as well. This is exactly what we are also, like talking in different agile methodologies, how we can build the teams and how the cross-functional teams are important. And the last one that I will be talking about, the important, let's say, important bullet points in agile AI transformation is data first mindset. So basically cultural shift. So fostering cultural shift within an organization is really, I mean, important and the difficult one. And in this case, it should focus on how we can cultivate a data first mindset. So by encouraging all employees to prioritize data, and especially in their decision making processes, and promoting the value of data driven insights. So here the first, let's say, obstacle or impediment can be hippos, like highest paid person's opinion. So we almost in every company, we have hippos, right? So if you are if you are up against a hippo army or an extremely powerful C-suite member, C-suite hippo, then probably this AI journey would be a little bit difficult, right? Because you have seen the data analytics initiatives that major companies severely hindered or even canceled by some executives. So if the analysis will be ignored in the end, it makes no sense to collect data at all. So yes, collecting data is important, but the most important thing is how you're gonna play with data, right? How you're gonna analyze it. So this is the first thing that we should be taking into consideration during the AI transformations. And the other thing is another term that I really like to talk about is orphaned analytics. So orphaned analytics are one-off analytics developed to address specific business needs, but never operationalized, never packaged, so never prepared for reuse across the organization. So what does it mean that there is a data there, but it's like specifically for some unit, some business problem, and you cannot reuse it in the future or like in the next department. This is what is been for now. What's expected is like this will be the game-changing economic potential in between companies, organizations. So I'm going to give you here, I think Tesla example is a great example for that. But Elon Musk said that if you buy a Tesla today, I believe you are buying an appreciating asset, not a depreciating asset. Okay, just think about it for a second. So let's go back to the university years. The first year, introduction to economics, introduction to, I don't know, like accounting, whatever you have. So the main basic information that is being given is assets depreciate in time. But this time, this is talking something totally different. So thanks to, let's say, Tesla's full self-driving AI-based, whatever, autopilot brain, the car's brain, they become smarter each time you use them with every mile. And that is a composable, reusable, continuously learning analytic model. And the car you are using is not only getting smarter, but the whole Tesla cars are sharing this collective knowledge. So each car is learning something and sharing the knowledge with other Tesla cars. So this is what we are talking about, reusable analytic model. So this is the changing, let's say the economically changing difference will be the difference between the companies, the organizations in the future. And how do organizations make this, right? Like how you go, I mean, how did happen in Tesla? We are talking about Tesla right now. And this is where we start to talk about AI leadership. So one pattern stands out clearly in every single tech firm that currently leads, let's say, in AI world, is CEO is supporting and prioritizing AI company-wide. So CEO is there all the time and recognize the importance of AI and even empowers the executives or the directors with like decision-making capabilities, internal resources, organizational resources, financial budget as well. So this is something the main sponsorship that we should get during our AI transformation journey. And more importantly, CEOs are technology, I mean, they understand the risks involved, right? They are committed to driving the progress. So they are technologically savvy enough to understand what's going on. For tech-based companies, CEOs, I mean, we see the CEOs that realize the importance of AI and they're doing it. But for non-tech companies, it's a little bit more, still a little bit more, I mean, things to improve, let's say, in that area. However, while securing your CEO's support, it's important, but you can go for other C-suite champion as well. Someone like, I mean, if you're familiar with the change management processes, we are looking for sponsors within the organizations, right? To support our AI transformation journey. So it can be CTOs, it can be CIOs, it can be CDOs, depending on the organization. But the new, let's say, role is CAIO, so Chief Artificial Intelligence Officer. So as the need for CIOs grew with the rise of internet, the demand for CDOs with the rising importance of data, now we are talking about Chief AI Officer to govern and champion let's say the role of AI in enterprises. So benefit of Chief AI Officer, it's really difficult to pronounce. Anyway, how they can centralize a powerful AI team that can build and use technology, AI technology, to accelerate the business, right? And not across, to make it across the organization and not just in silos. And also, that position not only need to master AI, but also must be able to collaborate with other departments, other parts of the business as well, and understand their priorities, have enough, let's say, charm to win the support, to attract the talent to the company. And but in the end, whatever the position is, leaders who realize building AI is like important as a new long-term capability, they will have an excellent chance to bring transformational change in their organization. So they become pioneers rather than followers or laggards. So how who we call pioneers? What is the difference between pioneers and, let's say, laggards? Who we call pioneers have like first leaders who understand and see AI as more just than a technology, but it's like more than a technology and not a tool, let's say. Data, the more data organizations feed AI over time, the smarter they will become. And also there are some situations like, right, previous technologies can provide faster results. So AI takes time to become more intelligent, but those leaders, pioneers have like understand the situation and like the evaluate the risks. And the last one, while enabling the AI strategy leaders should not avoid a continuous iterative approach, right? They should need to adapt agility and need to ensure that momentum, this change is a priority, and it's the must thing to be able to survive in the next era. And the another comparison that I will make to talk about like the role of AI in the leadership era is the comparison between leaders and managers. So when I'm giving some leadership training, I always ask these questions like, so are leaders and managers the same people? Like, what are they different people? Or what do you think? That leaders are managers, all managers are leaders, or what are differences? So in the end, what we come up is managers focus on process, tasks, and deadlines, and also efficiency and execution. But while leaders focus on people, culture, motivation, inspiration, and change. So managers hire smart people and tell them what to do, and leaders hire smart people and listen to them about what they're gonna do. So you can promote to be a manager, but you cannot promote to be a leader. So in this case, of course, there are some managers who have leadership skills as well. But my question is, when we talk about AI, can a robot can be a good leader? For now, the answer is no. But it may be a good manager. Employees need management. I mean, I don't say managers. I don't say employees need managers. Employees need management. Organizations need management. But do we really need managers in this case? Or what kind of managers will survive in this disruption? This is another question. And this is where people are talking about the fear of like job loss of jobs, etc. So the elimination of middle management positions by AI. So I had I listened to a talk of Niels van Quebec. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing his name correctly, in TEDx Berlin. It was last year, and what he told that he made a visit 5 years ago to Turkey. Total coincidence, by the way, to a factory of a high street fashion brand that was converted to a digital factory first. So it was digital factory first. So this conversion means they substituted lower and middle management with the algorithmic management. So what they do is the workers came in, they had their tablets, and on their tablets, it indicated them where to go, which station to work, what are their daily objectives, what are their like bonuses of the day, bonuses of the whole team, etc. And when you look at when he looked at the whole factory, what he said that humans working on machines and machine being told by machines what to do, and it seems like a nightmare. And then he started to interview with workers, and what he found out is the workers love the system. They finally, I mean, they don't have to just go and talk and have like separate conversations with someone in order to be allocated in a better stations. So right now with the AI, they have a fair allocation. They love it because they don't have to chase people for replacement parts when machines broke down. They love it because they know how much they earn each day and how much it is due to them and how much it is due to the team, the rest of the team. So they felt in a way empowered by algorithmic management. So this is happening, and this happened like 5 years ago. Can you imagine like what can happen in 5 years, right? So why am I sharing this example is true leadership is gaining more importance every day. It's there. What is being so the pyramid of the organizations are shrinking by eliminating the middle management level, but cheering the true leaders. So again, going back to the disruption types, if you are, let's say, working in the middle management level. So what is coming for you is not like, oh, okay, we will no more need middle management level, so you're gonna lose your job. No, I mean, you know what is coming, or you can go and like see what is coming. But it's up to you what kind of disruption that you're gonna face. So what are the characteristics of those, let's say, true leaders that gonna survive the AI disruption then? So how am I gonna like train myself or improve myself to be able to survive in this? So the characteristics of business leaders that probably survive in the AI disruption is first, put people first, right? Companies investing in AI, of course, they are hiring new talent, like AI skills necessary, yes. But hiring only AI talent is not enough. These skills are like high demand and they are scarce. So with the expansion of AI, companies that receive trainings and retrain existing employees will be better off. So if you're, I mean, depending on your position, but if you're in a position that needs, you know, like training to be able to to survive, to continue in the next era, then this is what you what is waiting for you. And if you're, you know, like in a more a little bit high level position, then it is really important for you to think about, to start to think about it. How are we going to train all people? I mean, it's not like we're going to fire everyone and just like hire new AI talent people, but how are we going to train our people, right? Cultivate a culture of lifelong learning. So as we see, training is important, yes, but it's not one-time event. It's like changing all the time. So this flourish the lifelong learning organizations. Yeah, learning organizations is really a survival skill right now for companies. And transparency in all aspects of business. Transparency will be a key indicator of an organization's commitment as well and success in AI. Open communication about AI initiatives, open communication with employees as well about their fear among, I mean, to you know, like to um, to support this journey if people are have fear among employees. So enterprise AI champions should also give priority to establishing, like, you know, transparency in their AI systems and processes as well, because it's also it is also beneficial for leaders, you know, like to not losing control of what the business operations are going on. So think beyond the process automation. Yes, we already, you know, mentioned it, but needless to say, organizations with well-defined AI strategies will have more successful AI plans. And in the early stage, it's natural to focus on automating existing business processes. However, there are some other substandard business processes may still be inefficient for the business as a whole as well. So AI just does it faster. So AI initiatives should be viewed as opportunities to reinvent all aspects of the business. So just like a little bit trying to see the big picture going on. And lastly, do not delay. This is the basic thing. Organizations across industries, in several industries, they realize the advantage of AI will be better off the other ones, right? Who goes first will be who learns first, let's say, will be better off the other ones. So let me check. We have 5 minutes. So I will not be going in detail, but there are some, if you ask where to start, right? Like okay, tomorrow I want to do something, where to start? So first, it would be a great idea to figure out where you are as a company, as an organization. So there are some different maturity levels. This is also from Gartner, but there are other works as well that you can find in the internet. So first figure out which level you are in terms of AI maturity, and then you can just go over, you know, you can see the parameters that I have mentioned, the capabilities, the strategic impact of AI projects, and like everything. Then you can just like choose the proper strategy for your company. And there are some questions that you can ask to find out the maturity level of the organizations as well. And lastly, there are some indicators of failure